Hello everyone and welcome to the round 3 of the 30th Abu Dhabi Chess Festival 2024, and your hosts today are going to be Grandmaster Viorel Iortescu and me.
Maria Gevorgyan. So, today is round 3 after a short break. So we had a break after only 2 rounds.
Yes.
And but of course, with many side events, blitz tournaments, simultaneous, I think.
Yes.
And by the way, who won the blitz tournament?
Amunatov Farouk won
yeah.
the blitz tournament, and it's interesting. You ended up playing in the blitz tournament. I ended up not playing. How were your thoughts?
Well, I would prefer not to tell about my play there. Actually, I played very bad, and but the tournament was very strong. And what is important, that Farouk won the tournament. He's not a player here; he's a coach.
Yes, he is.
So it's actually a good example for us. So still, you can play good chess. You can win the tournament being a coach here in Emirates.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I mean, by the way, there were 2 tournaments, blitz tournaments. It was Open Blitz and Blitz Under 16, and all in all, there were almost 700 players in both tournaments together, and it was so big. It was
Wow,
amazing.
Yeah. So it's in a main tournament 300 with 50 grandmasters, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
and
yes.
and the juniors 400, more than 400.
Yes.
Just amazing.
Wow.
Okay, yeah.
So I hope you're fresh today to follow the games. And shall we start with the first board, where the top seeder Amin Tapadabe is playing with the black pieces against Indian International Master Srihari. Shall we start from the opening? So
Of course, yeah.
the opening was the opening.
Oh, and then transposed to Grunfeld, symmetrical
Yes.
Grunfeld. I don't know actually this is the official name of the opening. I'm calling it symmetrical Grunfeld, yeah. Not really.
Not really. They changed a
so
lot.
C6, yeah.
Well, knight c6 is interesting. You think this was a preparation?
Yeah, this is just will be a transposition soon.
Yeah.
So d5.
d5 is coming. Yes. Now it's Grunfeld. Yes. Takes.
But this moves order allows white to have a big, let's say, choice of continuations like e4, knight c3, e4, knight c3, and there is also a move that, basically e4, because knight c3, e5, I think nowadays this is considered to be equal. So the variation I'll just show you, it's knight c3, e5, and if knight takes d5, e4. Imagine, this is like the modern chess. This is the trick, and black is doing fine
Black
here.
is fine.
Yeah.
D4 pawn,
So as I know, black is doing fine on this variation. Yeah.
Well, for me, I think e4 in this position just looks like very appetizing to bring the pawn in the center with the tempo, and that's what white actually played in the game. e4 was played, knight b6, and white continued with the move d5. Knight a5 was played. Apparently this knight in the corner is not actually as hanging as it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Knight c3, c6 was played. Yeah.
We have this theoretical position, and as I know, white here can play rook e1, h3. Actually, he played rook
And
e1,
rook e8 was played.
All right. So black actually, black's knight from a5 is not that misplaced, I would say, because knight can come to c4 and later on to maybe to d6 after cd5, ed5. It's a very nice square. Yeah, and black is trying to put pressure on white's center.
Yeah.
So this is like typical Grunfeld's play.
Yeah.
You give up the center, but then you have the play with 2 bishops. I mean, strong bishop on g7. The other bishop can come to g4. Knights are jumping, and rook on c8 can come. Yeah, but of course, white's space advantage should be like and big trump in this position. I don't know. What do you think? Do you prefer to play white or black?
I can play both, to be honest. Right now, I think I would prefer to be black. I have an explanation why, because I just like the positions where I have to wait and then use my chance to start the counter-attack, or and I see it coming.
Yeah.
In the game.
Yeah. So Okay, actually, I can understand. I mean, Tabata-based choice, yeah, because this is actually the rule of playing the open tournament. You need to take a risk, yeah, or to play the position where with contra chances.
Yeah.
So Queen's Gambit or something very symmetrical stuff is not really recommended. I would say if you really want to win the tournament.
Yeah.
And by the way, yeah, just about the prize fund, about the prize fund, it's so big, it's huge. So
It is.
30,000 to the winner.
30,000 to the winner, and all in all, the prize fund is more than 107 or $8,000.
Wow, this is simply amazing, simply amazing. I've never seen such high prices, unless I don't remember.
Of course, Abu Dhabi is celebrating the 30th birthday, so the winner gets 30,000.
So what we are doing here? Maybe we should compete and try to win those prizes.
We shall follow Amonatov's example
exactly.
and prove that coaches can also play.
Yeah. So by the way, how are your students doing in the tournament? So
Yes, they are trying, because I have many students. I have students in, I don't have any students in masters, but I have my students in Open A, Open B, a lot of students in juniors, and some of them are doing good, some of them are doing bad. But the tournament is just getting started, so everything can change at some point.
correct. So should we move to to board number 2 would be natural, but I want
Yeah.
to follow our players.
Yeah.
I mean UAE players, and first of all, of course, Salem. He's playing. He made a draw a day before in a I would say completely winning position.
Yeah.
He just
yeah.
missed a counterplay with f4 there. Okay, so it's just the beginning of the tournament, and I hope he will.
He will recover.
He will
yes.
recover, yeah, and come back to the leaders group. Okay, so he's
So-
black playing with Roberto
Carlos.
Carlos,
Yes. Not the football player.
not the football player.
No.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Well, but how do you know? Maybe that this is the football player which is playing chess nowadays.
Maybe he changed, right? And now
Yeah, who knows? One
Well.
day maybe chess will be more popular than football, with more prize money, with I don't know. So
let's hope for it. Maybe he has the best free kicks also, you know.
okay, let's see what can produce Roberto Carlos today.
Yes, interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe actually after retiring football, they can start playing chess, and we can see that there are many football players nowadays, famous ones, who are actually playing chess, and they talk a lot about it.
And what about chess players moving to football? Do you know such examples?
I think they would love to, but
Mhm.
I don't know any chess player. Who
Well,
moved
as
to
I
the game.
know, Peter Liko, he
Yeah.
was playing in second or third league
Oh.
in Hungary, so a top grandmaster, like he was 2-3, yeah, world number 2-3, and in the same time he was playing in second league in Hungary championship.
And
and,
anyone playing in the first league?
Okay, so the most famous example is Semen Agdestein. He
Okay.
was a grandmaster from Norway,
Mm-hmm.
and the player for the national team of Norway.
Wow.
Yeah, and the same time basically. So it's like this is yeah, and by the way, he is also the first coach of Magnus Carlsen. So imagine.
That's
Yeah.
why Magnus Carlsen also loves football, maybe.
Yeah.
You think chess affects other sports? Like, for example, if you're a chess player and you play football or you play tennis, can chess actually help you to be more creative in the game?
Yeah.
Think further.
Sure, because you have let's say better vision of the field.
Yeah.
You are thinking strategically, so you can understand where the pieces can move, where you can sit, where you can anticipate some moves.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just let's say choose your position to be the best. So yeah, I believe there are many similarities in
Yeah.
chess and other sports.
Yeah. And chess actually can be helpful. I mean,
What about you, Maria? What kind of sport do you practice?
I don't now, but I used to practice a lot of sports when I was in university, volleyball, basketball, but just for fun. So
Okay, so let's see the game Roberto Carlos with Salem.
yeah.
So
knight
it was a
C3.
King's Indian defense.
Yeah.
Everybody loves King's Indian defense.
d6 was played, knight
Yeah.
d2, castle, knight g3,
Okay.
a5.
And instead of playing, let's say, traditional moves like c5 or e5,
Yeah.
Black is hiding his intentions by a5, and later on, okay, it's like, yeah, show me where we will develop the bishop, yeah? a5.
Yeah, a5 is not a very common move.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so if, let's say, if the bishop, okay, I can understand this move. Let's say if you put the bishop on d3, now d4 might be vulnerable. Like I can play knight c6 or knight f to d7.
Yeah.
And then if you put the bishop on e2, then maybe you don't have the maneuver of after h5, h4, you don't have the square e2 for the knight. So, and I can go h5 and trying to, you know, to play this, to move this pawn, h4, h3. I don't know. Okay, this is just my guess.
Yeah.
I don't really know this.
But he spent some time, I think, on a5. Or he didn't. Well, bishop e2 actually was played and h5 was answered.
All right. Okay, good.
Bishop
Good.
g5 and knight
So it's
h7.
quite logical play.
And bishop e3. Okay, now if h4, the knight still has a place to hide on f1.
Yeah, and then later on knight goes to d2, and then f4, knight f3, or yeah, interesting.
Yep.
Okay. So what is the current position?
This is the current position.
All right. So black can choose now. Yeah.
Yep.
e5, maybe
E5
knight
is
c6,
logical.
maybe knight a6. I don't know. Or of course h4. Can I go a little bit? Let's say. Not really in the style of the position, just h4, let's say, knight f1 and f5. I understand. This
You
can
want
be
to
good.
start to write at fast attack.
Yeah, exactly. So at least I want to use that. I didn't play yet e5. And if you play,
want to play f4 now. Right?
okay,
Maybe
yeah. If you play
somewhere.
knight d2,
Yeah.
then of course I'll say thank you, and trap your bishop and celebrate. So yeah. So I don't know. Of course, this is a very risky move. I understand. I understand. I was a chess
But
player
maybe
too.
that's
but
what
yeah.
is needed sometimes.
Yeah.
As you said, when you play an open tournament, you have to take some risks.
Correct. So this is the strategy. Of course, the risk should be, let's say, more or less controlled. Yeah, you cannot like play some yeah. So but what do you do as white here, by the way?
That's what I was thinking about.
Okay, the logical move is f3, I
F3,
think,
and
just to
the
keep the
bishop.
bishop on the diagonal, and it reminds me of, let's say, Zemish variation of the King's Indian, and so on. But still, black didn't play the move e5, and I don't know how black can use it. Let's say knight to c6,
Queen d2. Let's
and
try
yeah,
some.
and now e5. That was my idea. And if you play d5, I jump to
Knight e5.
yeah, to d4 and in the middle of everything.
No.
Yeah.
Can black just do it like keep f5 for a later idea? For example, play knight c6.
Yeah, but after d5, where do I move on my knight? Where do I play? Because knight e5, f4, and then okay, it's a kind of provocative play. Knight d7. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, it is interesting. It's not bad.
I want to keep it for later. Like I want to wait for white to play knight d2, and then I'll push f5.
Yeah, but knight
Just an
d2
idea.
looks like impossible because d4 hangs. So yeah, no, okay, nothing wrong with the move knight c6. It's just the
Developing
way.
move.
Yeah, and if d5, by the way, black can go knight b4 to provoke, let's say, a3 and then knight a6, and the knight goes to, let's say, his usual place, his usual square to c5.
c5 square,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, and still I believe the black is, I mean, I don't know. Of course, the objective evaluation might be completely different, yeah, let's say. But it's interesting, in my opinion. It is interesting.
So you think that black shall push h4 now? Why not to try like f5
Wow,
now? But
Maria,
okay,
so
white will take.
Yeah, you are trying to.
White will take.
No, first h4, I believe, because okay, actually, black also can wait for white to castle, and then to play h4 in a better version, because the knight is forced to move to h1, which is of course not that great.
Well, I can take risks. I'm not.
Of course, of course. So we are so it is really interesting. And can we move to the game which is played I think in the same area between my player Abdulrahman Al Taher. So far he's performing great. He made a draw with a grandmaster in the first round, and in the second round he beat an international master. And today he plays with the leading grandmaster, African grandmaster Amin Bassem. Former
he's playing against
2-7.
Amin Bassem.
Yes, a former 2-7 player. So and
here he is.
And what is mysterious king on h8? Okay. Yeah, it's a Dutch defense by picture. Okay, but let's say Dutch. Okay, preventing bishop b4. Okay, knight f3.
Castle.
And queen c2.
And
so he wants to play e4, as I understand. But after king h8, he changed his mind and played the move g3. Decided to fianchetto to the bishop.
What was wrong with e4?
I don't know.
Takes.
Yeah.
Takes.
To me, it looks very promising. I know maybe just knight e4, queen e4, and d5.
Yeah, maybe.
And white is maybe not ready of opening the position. Yeah.
Queen c2 takes.
No, queen c2, c5.
c5.
Yeah, and then I don't know. And then.
Wow.
And then this the thematical rook takes f3. Like French idea. Let's say if you play move bishop d3, which looks like and rook takes f3. Yeah, of course.
I capture.
And knight c6. Again, not my pieces. I can do whatever I want. But by the way, here I believe that black's compensation is enough. Okay, I don't know if black can get advantage, or maybe actually no. It's dangerous, I believe.
It is. So he decided to go with the safe line with g3.
Yeah, exactly.
And now this is the position, and I can see that actually Amin Bassem is taking a lot of time during the game.
Right. So okay, black should play here bishop b6, bishop b7, and then we have a theoretical position with two moves included, a3 and king h8, which probably I would say it's a slightly better version for black. Or not?
Hard to say.
Hard to say. Let's say castle, and black actually cannot play d6. d6, knight g5. Yeah, and then probably black would regret now. Yeah. So what else?
He played queen e8, by the way.
Queen e8. So yeah. So no easy decision. No easy moves.
I think white. Yeah, bishop g2 is going to be played very soon.
And queen h5. Yeah.
Most likely.
Yeah, and then d6. What is the name of the variation? This Leningrad variation, if I'm not mistaken.
Rubinstein.
Rubinstein.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's call it Rubinstein. Yeah, and this on d6. Yeah.
d6. Yeah.
And black plays knight c6, then e5, then f4, bishop h3, knight g4, and gives checkmate.
Yeah.
This is from childhood. I think this was the idea. And finally, yeah. So a3 now is not an useful move, and king h8 is a
useful move.
Yeah. So d6 and followed by knight c6, e5, f4, bishop h3, knight g4, and checkmate.
That's very interesting. And checkmate.
And checkmate. Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. Okay. Not that easy, but I think white should play with e4 or try to play e4. Maybe now. Maybe immediately.
Yeah.
And not to wait for the attack.
By the way, I wanted to ask: do you get nervous when your students are playing?
Always. Always, yeah. That's why I'm trying not to. If there is a possibility not to watch the games online, really, I'm happy. I can say that I'm happy because I'm let's say I'm more calm. I can relax a little bit, and then let's say after the game analysis, of course, it's But honestly, I prefer not to follow the games online. Yeah, this is. What about you, Maria?
Oh, I get very nervous every day. If it's online and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to watch it this time. I still cannot resist. So sometimes I'm like, okay, I think I have to save some, energy, but I end up watching. So and I get
of course, we cannot miss the games, and but Okay, so queen e8, yeah, this
Yep.
king h8, queen e8. This looks interesting. This looks interesting, and you know what? Maybe white should prevent all this play by, let's say, bishop to g2,
Yeah.
and if queen
Queen
h5, and okay, I have two ideas. One, of course, again, not my pieces. h3 to play g4. By the way,
Opening the file.
of
Okay.
course, and now your king on h8 is
let's
not
say
great,
d6.
and g4.
Okay. Let's try. Take.
Yes,
Take.
the pawn, of course.
If I take, you'll play bishop h3.
Well, I didn't see this move, but and queen
there's
h5.
Queen h5.
Now 1 second. Yeah, okay, but still, and bishop out, and then castle
Yeah.
long, and
Bishop d2. Let's
yeah,
say.
followed by castle
And
long.
then castle and bishop e6 is on the way.
So you like my g4 idea?
I like your ideas.
h3 g4. Thank you.
I'm enjoying the aggressive games.
Yeah, especially again. This is not our game. We can do whatever we want, but this is interesting. Of course, I believe. And the other idea, that I want to show you is a more positional approach, a prophylactic one. So you play d6. No,
After h3?
Yeah, no, without h3, of course.
Okay.
And the other idea is to play d5 here.
d5.
Yeah, I'm just preventing your d6, your knight c6 stuff. And if you play okay, if you take, I take on.
No, I played d6.
And now I'll take.
Take, and
Yeah, and we play this position exactly. And knight d4,
but
and
c4
then.
is hanging.
No, but
bishop
b7 is hanging.
Okay, so bishop c8 is the only move.
Okay, and then castle short, and
Yeah,
then
this looks
say.
nice.
Yeah.
So after d5, if black takes, you're going to take my pawn.
Well,
I
probably.
guess.
Yeah, most probably.
And
look at your c7 pawn. It's
knight
with
b5 might
well
be played
immediately,
somewhere.
or
Not
maybe
right now.
or maybe castle
B5 is
first.
hanging, yeah.
Maybe castle first. I don't know. But no checkmate now. No checkmate. And I can just improve my position. I can, develop the bishop, put the rook on c1, knight on d4,
Yeah.
square e6. I don't know, some, let's say, usual positional things. So yeah, two approaches are possible. So with h3, g4.
Which one do you think he's going to choose to play here?
Of course, d5. I know my player. I know my player, but it's not because it's h3, g4 is risky. But somehow he respects too much the opponent.
Right?
Yeah, especially Bassam.
Yeah.
Okay. Otherwise, of course, h3, g4 is to be considered. I don't know. Yeah.
You think he will think about h3, g4 during the game?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sure about because yeah. Okay.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, it's interesting. So he's actually having a pretty good tournament.
Yeah. So what else do we have? Yeah, we have one more player in the Masters tournament representing
yes.
United Arab. Actually, three more. I'm
Three
sorry.
More, yeah. Three more.
I forgot also about
Check,
Ahmed Remefi and Omar Nouman, international master.
Yeah.
So let's check the local players, because of
Yes.
course we are interested in their games too. And
shall we start with Omran?
yes, of course. First of all, Abu Dhabi
He drew.
club. When did he draw?
He drew the second round.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
So he's playing with the black pieces against FIDE master from Poland. E4, C5 was played. E6, okay. Typical moves. Bishop D3, D6, castle, Bishop E7.
Another
C4.
hedgehog is probably waiting
Castle
for
after
to be.
Ivanchuk's game.
Yeah.
A6, okay. B6 is on the way, yeah.
Bishop to d2 is much stronger than bishop e3 because e4 pawn hangs, and we don't need to.
Yeah, many times.
Yeah. So bishop d2 is the correct approach.
Bishop B7.
And as I know, king
H1.
h1. Okay, as I know, white here plays f4 and b4. So the strongest is okay. I don't know the order exactly, the move order, but somehow white plays here f4, and if knight d7, b4. This is like the modern approach. Just trying to keep away the knight from c5, and then so then and then after b4, let's say a small prophylactic with a3, and then g4 even. So this is like the modern way of playing the hedgehog. I mean, this Sicilian hedgehog. Okay, but what did white play here? King
White
h1.
played king h1.
All right.
Knight c6.
To c6, yeah.
Yeah. He didn't go with the knight d7, queen c7.
But knight d7, well, looks good here because okay, maybe just rook e1, rook a to e1, and if you play knight e5, bishop b1, knight c5, same bishop goes to b1, and white gets this nice attacking setup.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he decided to play with knight c6.
Right.
Takes, and f4. And knight d7 now. The other knight.
Yeah, and preventing e5, because e5 white, probably black takes twice. And now white move.
Well, if we try b4 again.
Yeah, but here b4, I believe it's already not that strong, because the one pair of knights are off, and I think white should go for a direct attack here, like rook f3 maybe?
Rook f3, rook g3, queen g4.
Or rook h3, queen h5, or rook g3, queen g4.
Rook h3, e5.
Yeah, and then this again this thematical knight d5 one moment. e5, e5, open up the bishop, and okay, again, we can sacrifice pieces. Yeah,
well, I like this idea, rook f3, but what is black is going to do now?
Yeah, okay, and the first rule of this position, do not panic.
Not easy.
Yeah, not easy, I agree. But
you
this
see
is
the attack coming on your king.
This is what I know. This is if you want to defend a position, first you need not to panic. Okay, bishop f6, why? What's wrong? And if rook h3, g6, and I just fianchetto my bishop, and my king is secure, I don't know.
The queen is not joining the attack?
Yeah. And you know, one day the rook on h3 might be, let's say, out of play. Yeah, if black managed to play like b5, knight c5, and open up the play on the queen side.
Suddenly it will not be on time.
White might regret about this, let's say, rook f3, rook h3 maneuver. I don't know. So yeah.
Well, he didn't play it. He's still
chess, let's say, is more complex than. So e5 just take twice, yeah, and bishop takes h7. No, bishops are hanging. Too many bishops are hanging there.
Yeah, this is.
Too many bishops are hanging.
Going to be hanging in the end.
Yeah. Of course.
So e5 doesn't work.
Yeah, maybe
slowly. Rook d1.
Rook d1, correct, Maria. I agree. Yeah, this is like the move. I mean, just taking the control over the center and yeah, and let's say hiding the ideas. Yeah. For instance, if you now play move bishop f6, I might be thinking of playing e5.
e5 now.
Okay, immediately.
Because you want to play g6.
All right. So yeah, let's try.
Okay, let's try. Takes.
And wait, take. Yeah. Okay.
You didn't want to take
something like on e4.
94.
For instance.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly. I'm just trying to prevent your g6. So I don't know.
So.
I don't know.
I don't have a feeling. I have a feeling I should not give this bishop away.
Well. Bishop to e7. Yeah, looks okay. Looks
passive though. If captures knight takes, is there something else like? No. Maybe bishop c3.
Oh yeah. It's the bishop is very strong there. So.
Is there f5 move here? By accident.
5. Yeah. Why not?
f5, the knight goes back, and e4.
Well, back, if back, yeah.
Yeah, there is f5.
Yeah, not that simple, yeah.
But I like rook d1 just to go it safe. And then if I have an idea to bring the rook to h3, I'm gonna do it in a few moves.
Yeah.
If I get time to do it though. Well, we have this position in Amran's game.
Yeah, I think it's like with complex position with multiple chances here. Yeah. I mean, it's not like white is, I don't know, attacking or having like very strong attack. And what about other player from Abu Dhabi Chess Club?
Let's check Roda's game.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Roda.
So Roda is playing.
Yeah.
Okay, a lot
Roda
of stuff happened
Al-Serkal,
today.
the former world champion under 8, under 9.
Yes.
And she plays Masters tournament this year.
She is. It's I think it's a good choice. It's a strong tournament. It's a good experience for her.
Yeah.
And she's still young, and it's good to play against strong players. So.
Yeah, let's see the game. Let's see the game.
Knight c6, bishop b5.
So she plays with white pieces against
Srihari L.
Against Srihari.
Yeah. So Rhoda is playing against Srihari, and the player on the first board is Srihari. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Brothers, probably. Okay.
Maybe brothers, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Ruy Lopez, castle, b5, and yeah, I was walking in the playing hall and I saw their game. Of course, c3 here, d4 is on the way, d4 was played, bishop b6, bishop e3, castle.
Knight d2. No, h3 is this is not the most precise move order. Knight d2 is the move.
Yeah.
And black cannot play knight g4 because bishop g5. Yeah, this is well known.
So you're not taking the bishop.
Yeah, this is a well known idea. And actually, white plays h3 only if black plays h6. Because after h6,
there's no bishop g5.
g4 is the knight g4 is the threat. So white usually plays here knight d2. Black plays. Black plays?
h6 then
h3 of course, and then if other moves, white can play just rook e1, bishop c2, and so on. Okay, but maybe it's just a transposition. Okay, it's just transposition by playing h3.
Black played h6.
Okay,
so
knight
basically
d2,
transport, rook e1, rook e8,
and now
knight d2.
Yes, and
captured.
And take with the pawn, of course.
Took with the pawn, and knight b4 was played.
Yeah, still theoretical position. Of course, white. We just can show that black cannot take on e4.
Yeah, I think we shall show it very fast.
Yeah.
So takes, and of course there is bishop d5, winning a piece.
Yeah.
And both players saw this. No one touched the pawn on e4, but black decided to bring the knight to d3, and Rhoda ignored the fact that the knight wants to come to d3, and she played a3 and forced the knight to come to d3. What is wrong with just...
No, this knight d3, bishop f7. I think I have seen such idea. But as I know, the normal move, the possible move here is queen b1.
Yeah,
defending the pawn and stopping the knight. And if black plays bishop b7, then I can play positionally like d5.
Yeah.
And
a3 is a threat now, right?
Correct. Yeah, and
the knight.
Yeah, and changing. Try if you take on. I mean, black takes on e3, rook takes e3. Rook is a good piece on e3. Like later on, knight d4, rook g3, knight f5 is classical. And queen on b1 is not that bad because sooner or later black will play c6. Yeah, in this kind of position. Let's say a5 or let's say rook bishop. Yeah. Okay, bishop takes e3 usually. Rook e3, a5, a3 immediately or maybe not. I don't know exactly. Okay, let's say and knight d4.
Knight d4.
Yeah.
Knight c5.
Well, knight
c5,
it's
b5 is
pawn. Yeah.
Queen d7.
Yeah, and then.
Wait, is there knight f5, rook g3 somewhere?
Always.
Yeah.
Always. Knight f5 or rook g3. Yeah, but maybe knight f5. Yeah. Yeah, but what I wanted to say that it was a maneuver with queen a2, but not here, not on this position.
You wanted to play queen a2 and knight c6?
No, and prevent c6 move, but it's not here.
But knight c5 and then the bishop is. Maybe you needed your pawn on
d4. Here's so many ideas for white. For instance, knight f5 or rook g3. There is one more idea. Let's say a4. A4, and if b4, bishop c4.
Bishop c4.
And the
bishop has a nice square on c4. Bishop b5 is on the way. A4 looks nice.
Yeah.
Well, I like how Rhoda played actually. She played a3.
Yes, but this is still theoretical. Bishop f7 is not really great. I'll just show you. So bishop f7. Did she take?
She did.
She did, yeah.
And the evaluation bar actually loves this move.
Okay.
King f7, queen b3.
Yeah, and d5.
b5.
Yeah, and here
queen d3. You don't want to take it now, but the rook is hanging.
No, rook is hanging. Yeah, no. no time to take on d5. Okay, then queen takes d3.
This is exactly what happened in the game, and black captured on e4, and queen b3 check. And this is our current position. One thing that I want to mention, as you look at the time of the black player, earlier he had like 1 hour and 28 minutes, which means that all in all he spent like 10 minutes.
Yeah, but honestly, I mean, honestly, as I know, this position is good for black.
Yeah.
This is what I know, and white shouldn't go for this. Okay, I don't know. Let's say bishop e6, knight e5, king g8, and then the next move is bishop to d5, installing there.
Yeah.
And bishop's pair. Okay, white knight is on e5 is kind of strong. I don't know. I don't know. Queen c2, bishop d5. There is no. I don't know what is white's play there. Knight b3, knight c5. Because black's play looks like simple. Yeah, just bishop d5 installing. Then I'll use this d5 square, rook c8, c5. One idea. Then just playing on the king side. Yeah, this bishop takes f7. I mean a3, of course, it wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah,
but what to play instead of a3?
Queen b1.
Queen b1. Yeah.
This what this is what I knew.
Checked.
This I think we can find many games here. Many games played with queen b1. If I'm not mistaken, this is the position. This is the play. Just my analysis. I don't.
You're giving away your ideas
yeah.
now.
Okay, no problem. I'm not an active player anymore, so I can. Yeah.
Okay, so knight d3, bishop f7 was played. So queen b3 takes the piece back, takes the pawn on f7, but apparently black is fine in this position. Maybe even better.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, better.
Yeah. Let's say yeah.
Practically
better. We have bishop sparing. So. Okay, so what else do we have? We have Ahmed Remesi, and we have Amar Nauman. So let's go to their games.
Let's go to Omar. Back to Sharjah Chess Club.
Yeah, he's playing with black pieces, and it was a Kankan, Kankan defense. This two knights, or I don't know how they call it, two knights variation. Knight takes e4.
Two knights attack.
Yeah. Attack, yeah. Knight f6.
Queen e2.
Knight bd7 and knight d6 check.
Knight a.
Checkmate.
No,
this is how the
luckily,
game. This is the.
Luckily, this did not happen in the game.
Okay.
That would be very interesting to see this.
By the way, did you blunder such, or did you give such mate in childhood, or
I
something?
think I did. I think I did.
Probably most of us.
Both,
yeah. Most of us. We. I mean, at least we are trying to catch our opponent in this kind of checkmate.
It was a dream.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I remember if I was playing a tournament, before going to bed, I was like, please, let me put this trap in the morning, you know.
Yeah, I believe that white's player was just trying the same.
No,
praying for knight bd7 here.
Yeah. Imagine looking and waiting, and then the disappointment in his eyes.
Yeah.
Knight a6 is being played.
Yeah, knight a6 is nowadays is like fashionable move.
Yeah.
I know this. Yeah, it's an interesting move. Okay.
Knight f6 was played.
Yeah.
G captures on f6.
And d4 on.
And c3.
C3.
Preparing d4.
Yeah. Because if d4 immediately, I think that. Maybe anyway, queen d5. Anyway, queen d5. I think is the or knight b4. Something.
I like knight b4, but maybe just c4.
And there it was the
not
move,
my
queen
pawn,
a5.
so I can push.
Queen a5.
Yeah, queen a5. Okay.
Or bishop f5.
Bishop f5 simply. Yeah,
no. It's not that easy.
So knight b4.
And if c3 now.
Knight d5. Well, it is transforming basically. If after c3 black played knight c7, white played d4, we will get the same position.
Correct. You're right. Yeah. So
maybe
c3. Yeah.
Better.
C3
after
was
d4. There is bishop g4. There is also an interesting move h5 apparently after d4.
Yeah, this in the spirit of Scandinavian.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is such structure in Scandinavian defense.
Bishop g4 with
the intention to eat the pawn.
But does it work? That's what I was calculating. Like, let's say white plays h3, for example.
Yes.
Captures, white captures, queen d4, and bishop a6.
Oh yeah, that would be nice. But
And
I have a small
takes, I take the rook.
right, but I have a small intermezzo there. In here, knight b4, and
b4 first.
and then
If queen c3, queen d4.
and if queen e4, same queen d4, and
Yes.
if queen, okay, yeah,
We can just show
Queen c3,
for the viewers.
yeah.
So if queen d4, and the royal fork. Queen, king, rook.
Yeah. But unfortunately, we cannot take both. The queen and rook on the queen.
Knights are tricky. Knights are very tricky.
And yeah, and black wins a pawn.
Black does win a pawn.
Yeah.
Okay, knight b4. Nice intermezzo, as you said. So bishop g4 might be interesting, and white still has to play c3.
Right. Yeah, and then probably it's like a normal position. Queen d5. Queen d5, and I'm trying to double your pawns. I'm trying to double your pawns, and I think I'm.
I think you're gonna succeed in.
Yeah. Yes.
In your plans. Well.
Yeah. So the
I think they are going to get the same soon after c3, queen d5. This is what was played in the game.
And what about after c3? What did the black do?
Black played queen d5 and white played g3.
c3, g3.
Yes, this is some interesting game. If bishop g4 now, apparently white's idea is to play bishop g2.
And it's knight c5, d4, yeah?
Knight
Black
c5,
is not
d4.
in time to install the knight on d3.
Castle. Can I start... if knight c5, again d4 now. Bishop g4, bishop g2,
Bishop
and
g2.
Same. And black decided to play with bishop f5. Threatening to play knight c5.
Or, yeah.
And now white cannot stop from this knight entering to d3.
And what about d4 move here?
Yeah, that's
and
exactly
bishop e4.
what was played.
No.
Black played a long castle here, but okay, if bishop e4, pinning the knight, white has only one move. It's bishop g2.
Yeah, no continuation here for black. I don't see any...
Later castle will be played, rook e1, trying to move away this bishop from e4. By the way, after castle c4 might be another idea.
Yeah, no, I wanted to play with f5, but still I believe this is risky.
Yeah.
This setup is risky. And what did Amar played here?
Aggressive. Long
Aggressive.
castle.
And with bishop to g2, then...
That's what was played, and black decided just to exchange the pawns.
Okay. I wanted to, again, to play something very aggressive, like knight c5 to blunder a piece.
Sometimes the positions where you're playing and you feel like something aggressive is coming, something dynamic is going to happen, and suddenly the queens are out of the chessboard and you're in the end game or middle end game.
Yeah. So yeah, black's intention is
queen e6.
Yes.
Well, now white has a choice. If white doesn't want to exchange the queens, then bishop e3 shall be played. So black is giving a choice to white.
Now I understood black's plan. Black wants to play bishop h3 to trade the bishops. Yeah, the bishop on g2 is a very strong piece, so why not to trade it?
And then white will also face problems with the white squares.
Correct. So this is probably his plan, his intention.
So white shall exchange the queens, let's say.
No, I don't know. I mean, yeah, probably.
We take by bishop or by pawn.
Well, it's not easy to choose this.
Looks like a hard choice.
Okay, let's try. Let's try by pawn first.
Is there knight
h4 and
bishop g4?
Oh yeah,
h3.
Chasing the bishop, but bishop can retreat safely to the.
Maybe just castle.
Yeah, why not castle and
rook e1 and then knight h4.
And then knight h4. Yeah,
looks. Pressure on e6.
Yeah, looks the structured wise white is better, and I don't see don't see compensation for it. I mean, what is black's compensation for this
Yeah.
structure, yeah, for the
So
weakness.
Black shall take with the bishop.
With the bishop, yeah, and trying to install the bishop to d5, yeah,
Yeah.
and then it kind of, yeah, but
Looks logical. Looks logical.
let's say castle again and bishop to
bishop
d5,
d5.
yeah.
And what are we going to do with this knight? Maybe c4 later might be an idea.
Yeah, c5 and yeah, c5 or e6 on c5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this looks natural. This looks natural. Probably white should try to play c4 somehow to.
Yeah, I wanted to do c5 before playing e6 because if eventually we exchange this pawn,
Yeah.
then I want to push directly to e5.
All right, this is a very aggressive approach.
Not my
Yeah,
pieces.
Not your pieces again, yeah. And if I'll stop all of this, like by playing bishop e3 here.
Bishop e3, okay. Now I have to play 6.
Yeah.
And rook c1 maybe.
And rook c1.
No, not this one. I have to bring this one.
Are you afraid of losing a2 pawn? As I
Yeah, I don't like giving up pawns.
Really?
I'm not sure, but c4 might be a move
Yeah.
there, right?
Okay, c4, the knight b4.
Bishop
Yeah.
d2.
Bishop to d2, bishop b3.
Complicated.
Complicated, yeah.
Complicated. Okay, let's just
Yeah.
go with this one.
And c5, why not?
Mm-hmm. Okay, c4, simply the bishop goes to
To
e4.
Or what about bishop takes f3 and c takes
Yeah.
d4? Pawn?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
pawn.
yeah. Can be
Fast
bad.
pawn.
Yeah, exactly. Central. Fast pawn. So yeah, so maybe it's just this game is just playable. It just takes, bishop takes, installing the bishop to d5 and
Mm-hmm.
then playing for c5 idea. Okay.
Yep. Yep.
And if bishop e3, bishop h3.
Yep.
This is the plan.
Absolutely.
This is the plan.
So, any other moves that you see for white? I see only 2 options right now.
Well, I'm trying again the aggressive approach and look.
Which piece you want to give away now?
Okay, a pawn only. So
Only
bishop
one.
e3
Only a pawn. Bishop
Yeah.
h3.
and d5.
Let's go.
Yeah, this is like let's say like thematical pawn sacrifice and so on. Blah blah blah. As a coach, I can explain this.
If the rook takes.
Playing is much harder. And knight d4.
Knight d4.
And if rook d4 intermezzo, bishop h3.
Yes. But
Oh, Maria.
oh,
so,
I forgot.
No. It was a sacrifice.
queen.
Come on.
It was a sacrifice.
It was a
yes,
sacrifice,
Yes.
yeah,
Not
yeah.
my pieces.
Exactly. No, but actually maybe not that bad. Take, and then rook
Take,
g1,
yeah.
bishop e4. No,
Still-
but 2
still
pieces.
no,
Yeah,
no.
no.
And if rook d4, bishop h3.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
knight takes d4. Yeah, d5. Yeah, let's.
d5 is very interesting, yeah.
Thank you, Maria.
And if the pawn takes, again knight d4.
Okay, I
so-
don't know yet. Yeah, but knight d4, queen d7, and then what is my follow-up there?
Oh, we can check.
Okay, let's sacrifice more pieces. Bishop h3, queen h3, knight c6.
Oof.
Same strategy, not my pieces.
Well, a7 pawn is hanging, and if I take, the queen suddenly enters,
Correct.
and a7 pawn is going to be lost.
Yeah, and not only. I mean, I think the
Yeah,
king
yeah,
is
it's
also
gonna
not
be-
castle long, then the attack is just continuing.
Where is the king going to go?
d7,
Actually.
e8, but even there, I believe it's not. It's not safe. Yeah,
but
it's
if
not
king
safe.
d7,
there.
I have a choice. I can take a7,
Yeah,
or I can give a check and take
take on
on c6.
c6. Yeah, exactly. And it's just a free attack.
Yeah,
White is not even a pawn down.
exactly.
Okay, so d5. Yeah.
d5. So bishop e3.
Why I'm so creative when I'm not playing? So I don't know. If playing, usually you
Yeah, you're relaxed. you know?
yeah,
You
probably.
can do whatever you want. And
Yeah, exactly.
don't take the consequences on your skin.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay, so now let's sacrifice for black and d5. Let's say rook takes d5, knight d4, and I'll just simply retreat to d7.
Okay.
And yeah, saying that okay, if you take on d5, I'll take with the queen.
Mhm.
I have bishop spare, pawn for the exchange. Black squares are weak, and so
Mhm.
on and so on. So, what do you think about this position?
I like this more for black than what we were checking earlier.
Really, yeah. Okay, and what about long castle here? Let's continue. And if queen a2, I don't have knight c6. I'm sorry. I wanted again to
queen a2. You wanted to do knight c6 again.
Yeah, but I just
the a6 knight
it.
unfortunately is protected very well.
Okay, but yeah, position is complicated. I can play g4. I don't know. I'm trying to.
Too much.
I let them
happening,
calculate.
Yeah. They are calculating after queen e6 because this can be a very critical moment for white.
Yeah, indeed. So so bishop e3. I think bishop e3 is more playable. I mean, instead of going to, let's say, the end game, which looks, well, I don't know, probably still playable, but I think black is equalizing there, or with good chances to do. So okay, and let's go to the
Ahmed's game. Right?
Yeah, Ahmed's game. Yeah, and yeah, he's always in a very aggressive mood, playing sharp lines. In round 2, he sacrificed a pawn in the French defense by playing f5. And you know that he told me after the game that he had very good chances to make a draw.
Actually, he did on the second round.
Yeah. And
trying to find his game.
I believe maybe he is not online.
He is.
He is, yeah.
He's playing against FIDE Master 2388
from Azerbaijan.
And this is the game. So knight f3, d5, d4.
So he didn't go for his usual opening, which is Grunfeld, as I know.
Yeah. He wanted to change the opening apparently today. c4, e6. Okay, is it going to be
Catalan?
Yeah.
Queen c2, just avoiding d takes c4, b6.
Okay.
Yes.
Catalan. We have here the Catalan. Bishop f4.
By the way, do you speak Catalan language?
No.
Why? No. Just asking. Just asking. No.
You do?
But you know that Catalan is different. Different to Spanish. It's just a different language. And okay, for the same group as Spanish, but it's just different language. So people are going to Spain and thinking that everybody speaks Spanish there. So it's not really the case. Okay.
Is it closer to your language?
Yeah, it's the same group as all Latin group. Yes. So Italian, Spanish, Catalan, Romanian, French, Portuguese, and some other languages.
Which other languages do you speak rather than your language? Maybe Italian, right?
I do, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And French.
French?
Yeah.
Fluently?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. And
oui.
And okay, that's it.
That's fantastic, actually. Yeah. I think it shall be easier for you to learn if you actually put it in your mind that I want to learn this language. You're gonna find a lot of common ground.
Yeah. By the way, just a story. Yeah, we had Ivan Chuk, for instance. Yeah, everybody knows that he's a genius in chess, but not only. So I know that he was invited to a training camp to Turkey some years ago. Let's say 10 years ago, and he had like 1 month before the training to prepare the lessons or chess material. But instead, he just learned Turkish language in 1 month, and when he arrived there, he was just fluent in Turkish. So just really amazing Ivanchuk. Yeah.
So material was coming on the way because it was easier for him to.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so impressive.
And by the way, he is playing here in Abu Dhabi. And
he does. This game we can check.
Yeah, of course, the legendary Vasily Ivanchuk. And yeah, we cannot miss his game.
Never. I was watching him playing Blitz yesterday.
And what is your impression on his play?
I saw him play before actually many times, but it's always interesting to follow him playing, especially when it's Blitz. Like I enjoy watching him playing. It's
yeah. By the way, he's 2 times World Blitz champion, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he was.
So he's not strong only in classical chess, but also in Blitz, Rapid, any kind of play, checkers even.
Checkers, yes.
Yes. It's not our game, but still he is strong in checkers. And
I think it was exactly. I'm not sure if you saw the video.
I did, yeah. When
it was exactly World Blitz Championship, right?
Right. And
in Dubai, right?
I
Yes.
think it was in Doha, if I'm not mistaken.
It was in Doha.
During
okay.
the closing ceremony, he was playing a checkers game
with Jobava, right?
with
Yeah.
Bahadur Jobava, and he was very close to miss the ceremony
Yes.
because of the checkers game.
And he calculated everything, and it was
Right.
when first time I saw that video, I was like, wow, like if he does something, like he's all into it.
Yeah. So let's go back
Let's
to
continue.
Ahmed's
Yeah.
game. Yeah.
Bishop f4 was played.
Hmm?
Bishop b7, rook d1, knight b d7, knight c3,
Yeah.
c5.
Well, usually black here should take the pawn. I mean,
Yeah.
white played so provocative, like giving up this pawn. I mean, you should accept it. You should accept it. I mean, otherwise, white gets everything for free. So this is like the modern chess.
What's
yeah?
the idea of taking this pawn? a4 now?
No, okay, knight e5, a4, e4.
e4.
Yeah, and just
okay.
white plays long-term compensation for the pawn,
Yeah.
like h3, g4, a4, rook c1, e5,
Yeah.
h4 or h4, e5, knight g5, knight e4, and so on. But this is the way. This is the way how black should play this position, just accepting the pawn, accepting the gift.
I mean, I would accept it.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. So everyone.
Obviously.
Okay. Instead, he played the move c5, but I believe this is not the
Yeah.
the moment. This is not the right moment to play c5 here.
Maybe later. And white took the pawn on d5 now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because white was like, no, now I'm not gonna give up this pawn anymore. Captures, takes. Okay.
We have this classical hanging pawns, but I think that white is
Yeah.
prepared enough to meet these pawns. Usually the knight is on d2 or the
Yeah.
rook is there. I mean, it's like but here white, I mean, yeah, so yeah, here so many ideas like knight e5, knight h4, e4, knight b5. I mean,
Everything looks
yeah,
nice
knight
because
h4,
so
knight
many
e5, everything looks so attractive for white. I don't know
White
what.
played knight h4.
To h4, yeah, this
Yeah.
is but actually this is I wanted to say this is Kramnik's maneuver.
Yeah.
He played it in against Ribley, I think, at the Olympiad. Okay, I don't remember, 94-6, something like that. 2 maybe.
Yeah.
And but here is even much stronger because d5 hangs. The
Knight
threat is not
f5 is
only knight
coming,
f5,
yeah.
but d5 hangs too. Okay, what did black play?
Knight h5.
Okay, knight f5.
Knight f5
And looks like black is losing
Knight
the pawn
f4.
d5.
takes and knight b6 and boom.
Yes, exactly.
Takes and boom.
Ex-
Okay, this is the
so-
position just for the
and we-
viewers. Let's show that after bishop d5, white is
I have seen
planning.
this idea today before. No? Exactly. So
You did, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Only rook on c8 is missing to have this.
Same, yeah.
Yeah, the same idea. So
And bishop d5, wow, black has a lot of problems in this position. But it's Al-Romaisi, you know, he can do some magician stuff. I believe in him.
well.
Like in the second round,
Yeah.
he was losing and then he got some chances, nice chances, and he didn't use them. So you never know from where the chances might come to your life.
I don't believe this is the case, but let's hope. Let's hope. Yeah, I think black is losing 2 pawns here.
Yeah.
It's not only about a pawn, but 2. I mean, queen c7 just take on what?
How to take c5 pawn.
So then black should start with queen c7.
Okay.
Probably not. Probably losing only 1.
But sometimes one is enough. Is there?
But this is quite an
No,
achievement.
is there take?
No.
and
Again,
c3?
double attack, Maria. Queen e4.
Queen e4.
It's just double
Ah,
attack.
ah.
I'm sorry. So queen
Yeah,
c7
yeah,
is.
it's a free piece. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So if bishop d5, rook d5, queen c7, then 2 pawns. I mean, c5 is hanging too.
Okay.
But what
Actually,
else?
they went for this. He took, and white took on d5.
And queen c7, rook knight
Queen
d7,
c7,
rook c5.
2 pawns. Maybe he will try to do something on the king. But okay, don't I win e2 pawn in the end? You're gonna take by rook.
By rook, yeah. Maybe we are not so good at chess, but we are good at counting pawns.
Yeah, We like doing that.
Yeah. So yeah, so 2 pawns up, and I don't see any real compensation. I mean, okay, so not easy for Ahmed. And and Vasily Ivanchuk. Of course, we promised to everyone the game of the legendary Vasily Ivanchuk. And by the way, he's quite. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, he's playing his third tournament in Emirates this year. Yeah, he played in Dubai Police Tournament in May, and then in Sharjah Masters. So yes, he's
he likes returning to UAE, which is good. We're always happy to see him.
Yeah, and and here he's probably the most popular chess player. Everyone is taking pictures with him. Everyone wants to say hi, to greet him, and of course, he's the living legend. So
today, one of our students came and he told me that, Ivanchuk, he watched my game and he started analyzing, and there was some tactics. Right. And I'm sorry, I'm a weak player, I didn't see it. Don't blame me. And apparently he went to see the game because it got his attention, and he saw the tactics, and after the game he started showing him the tactics.
No, Ivanchuk is really, I mean, he loves so much this game, so that he can follow the games of, let's say, two amateurs. If he saw something interesting, he can stay on that position and analyze forever, for hours.
That's exactly what happened apparently.
Yeah.
And he was happy. He was like, I feel bad I didn't see the tactics, but I was happy that he was analyzing my game. It's like, that's good.
Yeah, and today he plays with against Vietnamese international master.
FIDE master, I think.
FIDE master, not yet international master.
Yet.
Okay, his rating is impressive.
Maybe he will get grandmaster right away.
Yeah, why not?
Let me check how old is he.
I think he's very popular online on chess.com, if I'm not mistaken, and his rating is quite high there.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I think this, I'm not mistaken. So let's see the game. He
still did not get targeted by Kramnik?
So Kramnik is really trying to blame everyone's so what to do?
But how old is he? This is what I'm wondering about.
No, I think he's young. I mean, like
how young? Yes.
I don't know exactly, but below 20, I think.
Below 20?
Yeah.
Below very
20 years old,
Very impressive. And it's weird that he's still not international master.
Well, why do you need to be international master if as you said
you can go to
directly to Okay, so let's see the game. Knight f3 d5, knight c6,
d4.
Yes, Bishop this is the famous opening where Kramnik was defeated with white pieces by Laurent Fressinet. A very famous game. Fressinet sacrificed a piece. I recommended this game. So like queen d7, then later on he played e5, d5, f6, then h5, g5, and so that's a good game. As a coach, I'd recommend it to watch. This so bishop f5. Actually, this is reversed. How do they do London? Jobava London, just reversed.
It is
with the tempo up for white or tempo down for black. I don't know. Okay, so queen d7, knight b4. So many moves here. Knight b4, knight a3.
c2 pawn was hanging.
Yes.
e6, castle. Knight bishop e7.
Preventing knight h4.
Another way was also to play like h6, and if knight h4, you just hide your bishop on h7. So c3, knight c6, knight c2.
Knight goes to e1 to d3. This is the modern way of playing. So still Jobava London.
95.
Jobava London. Is Jobava from London?
No, Jobava is from Georgia.
All right, okay. No, but I was just trying to understand the connection between Jobava and London.
He played these lines like a lot,
and what about London? Why the name of the file?
London system?
Is London. Do you know?
No, what is the history behind
No, I don't know.
system?
I don't know. I just made
I
the
think
connection.
I heard it one time, but my guess is that it was simply played in London for the first time
By Joe Baba.
by Joe Baba.
Okay, so this is our version of the, let's say, the name of the variation, played by Joe Baba in London, or played by someone, I don't know. Okay, doesn't matter. So it's a Joe Baba London, yeah.
Yeah, and it's so popular nowadays.
Yeah,
Even in the World Championship match, we can see that we saw a lot of like London system.
Yeah.
Joe
No,
Baba London.
but Joe Baba London, the difference is the knight goes to c3, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, as white, or let's say
Yeah.
c6 black. Okay, knight h5.
So black player is just trying to do the same.
Mm-hmm.
Knight e5 takes and bishop e4.
Bishop e4, yeah, very
Interesting.
provocative move. So f3, just go. He took,
He took two,
and knight to
Knight
g4.
d4. Queen d7, and yeah, this pawn
Queen
has to be
c2,
targeted, or this one.
yeah,
Okay, if queen c2, what was going to
probably
happen? Queen
c5, probably c5,
yeah.
and then queen to c6. So queen to b3.
e3, and black actually played c5,
Anyway, yeah,
but knight b5 now.
yeah. So this is the difference between queen c2 and queen
Yeah.
b3. Then the knight can go jump to b5.
Now, if black is not in a rush to push this knight away, rook d1 is going to come.
All right.
So a6, knight d6, check. I mean, the knight was not going to come back to a3, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Knight a d6, bishop d6,
And rook d1.
rook d1.
Okay, good. Good.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. Again, intermezzo we have here, and I want to do the same, a small intermezzo. Oh, c4, and if queen c4, queen c7, I'm peace up. Dreaming.
Nice
Actually,
trick.
even this dream is not working, because you have the same intermezzo: queen e4,
Queen e4,
d5, and queen e4.
Ah,
And here they are, just a dancing
much.
queen, yeah.
too much intermediates.
Yeah. Okay. This is just a demonstration of.
This was
how
nice. This was a beautiful line.
Yeah. How.
And after c4, so basically I can capture it.
After
c4?
c4, yeah,
Yeah,
looks
I
like
can
you
just
can.
capture it.
Yeah, and queen c7, queen
Mhm.
a4, queen e4, and collecting everything. Yeah, beautiful line. So black. Yeah, what to play for black? Rook is coming
Problems.
to d6. If you don't find something like to impress me, I'll just take on d6 and bishop out, double the rooks
Yeah.
on d file, and collecting all your weaknesses.
And then this pawn will be hanging at some point.
Everything.
Everything.
c5,
The king is still in
d7,
the
king.
center.
Yeah.
You cannot go to long castle because rook d6. If you try to bring it to short castle, then wise h5 is here.
You're right. Yeah.
Black is facing problems here. But how to continue? Maybe just try to exchange the queens?
Like queen b5. Yeah.
Yeah, but then all the pawns are very
Or
big.
just rook takes d6, or queen takes b5, rook d6.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe that one is not that much.
Yeah.
I mean, takes, and rook d6,
Maybe knight e7,
and bishop e3.
bishop e3.
No, knight f5, I'm sorry.
Knight f5.
It was my bad, yeah. So then maybe rook b6, double attack?
Rook b6 looked nice. This is the first move came to my mind.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I just, yeah.
No,
Okay.
no, it's this is problematic. Yeah, black has problems.
Okay.
Serious problems.
With the pawn on g2, I would say that if you take on b7, I'll make castle long. Okay, so
maybe I shall do the long castle now. Actually, you gave me an idea.
No, but I wanted like you to force you to take on b7 after castle long
yeah.
to this double, this famous double attack. Okay, but how to move the pawn?
let's say h4. Let's just make this beautiful. Rook b7 and long castle.
Oh, Maria, great. Amazing
Rook
idea.
b7, I
Okay.
just give the checkmate.
Okay, it's a beautiful line. Yeah, it's just amazing. So we can be composers.
We can. We are
We
creating.
can. Yeah, creating stuff. Yeah, it's nice. H4, and who knows? Maybe white will take the pawn on
b7,
b7,
right?
and and then.
No, it's Ivanchuk. We know that he's not gonna fall for this, but
Well, this is I'm a little bit worried exactly because of his Ivanchuk. But of course not. I don't believe that. Yeah.
he will blunder such things.
Yeah. Of course there are white can play bishop g5 here and leave all the
Yeah,
threats
yeah.
on the board or take the pawn on b5. But rook b7, this is nice. This is nice line. Yeah, okay, it's just a pawn up for white here. I mean, I don't believe it's playable for black. This variation.
No, it's queen b5 is not possible.
Then
but
what
like
else?
any other move.
Hang on, we just missed a possibility. Queen b5. No, we didn't. What did I want to say? So c4, queen c4. Nothing works.
Yeah, but what to do? It's very hard. Maybe knight e7. Let you play with rook d6 and queen c7 simply, with the idea knight f5 or knight g6.
Oh yeah.
Then maybe h4. Just trying to create something. Bishop f4 might be a move here though.
Bishop f4, maybe something simple. I wanted to play queen. No, queen a4 check, b5.
Queen a4, queen e4.
And queen e4. We have the same same motif, same idea.
Yes.
And pawn up. I don't believe black can just.
Okay, maybe b5 now. So that rook d6, queen b7.
So b5, but then c5 looks very vulnerable. Like bishop e3.
Bishop e3, c4.
Well, queen b4.
We can just
okay,
show.
yeah.
Just to show. Queen b7, let's say bishop e3. Queen b4. Okay, unfortunately I cannot trap the queen. Knight d7.
Rook b6, no.
Rook b6,
okay.
c7.
Let's sacrifice again. Rook a to d1, knight d5, and rook 1 to d5.
Okay, and e6.
But you can make castle. I forgot that black can make castle. Black can castle. I thought it's like a check. I mean, a very strong attack and so on. But he can. I forgot that black can castle. So now, but no. Can I try to improve the line? No. It's not enough. Probably, it's not enough.
Okay, you want to play rook d7, right?
I wanted to do.
So knight d5 looks like the. Is there knight c6, queen c5?
c5 simply. Simply. So this rook d5 still, I believe, should be something. So rook takes d5. I take. You cannot. What if rook b6, queen e7, bishop c5, queen e5? This is what I thought.
Rook b7.
Oh. Good. Good.
Maybe there was something better. Was there rook b5?
b5, yeah.
Let's just sacrifice again.
Sacrifice.
No, rook a6.
Wow. Actually, why not?
But I wanted to do something else. I wanted to try. No, there is no checkmate.
Yeah, rook a6 looks not bad.
And it captures queen b5, king d8.
Yeah, and queen takes a6 and
queen a8 is a threat now.
Yeah, I mean it's material and white is not so much down, just exchange for a pawn, and attack is still very strong.
Very interesting.
Okay, good. Very good. So I
wonder what he played here after rook d1. No, he didn't do a move yet.
Yeah, probably he missed this intermezzo. He missed this rook d1 because otherwise you don't play. Taking knight f6 and black is more or less okay.
Yeah, but he played the c5 and he let this knight jump to the d6 square.
Yeah.
But what else he could play here? Like anything, right?
Well, like let's say castle long.
Maybe even a6, okay, with the idea of c5.
No, but b7 hangs. So maybe castle long.
This looks a little bit dangerous to my eyes. What if bishop e3?
Well, if you play move like h5 and you just totally ignore the development. No, generally I'm saying in the opening. Of course you should understand that. No, that's bad for black. Yeah, just simply bad. And this is the simply I don't know.
I don't like it for black.
Yeah, me too. So
maybe it was passionate. Maybe Jobava London works when you are playing with the white pieces and not the black pieces.
Well, at least not that aggressive. So bishop e4, I believe some moves are really, I would say, strange. I mean, okay, very good for Vasily.
He seems like in a good shape actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
He drew the other game, the Hedgehog position, and this game he's white. He's using his white color to win some games, which is very impressive.
Yeah. So let's go back to the leaders group with players with 2 out of 2. The game of Tabatabe and Min, and then we can see the. Okay, so we have. This King H2 is otherwise this would be still a theoretical position.
Okay, so D5, Knight A5. We stopped on this position, right? King H2, Rook C8, and Knight D4.
Yeah.
C takes on D5, takes, and Knight A C4. And this is the current position. Not much has changed from the last time what we saw.
Yeah, so black just trying to move the knight. I mean to get to the D6 square, which and he did play B3 and Knight D6. So still white.
This bishop looks standing so well.
Yeah, but white probably will move away all the pieces, from this long diagonal.
Bishop B2 now.
Yeah,
and try to exchange this bishop.
And as I know here, the plan is Knight A8.
Knight A8.
This is one idea. Yes, and the other idea is the Knight B to C4. Okay, I don't know if it works, but sometimes this piece sacrifice might be working.
Knight B to C4.
Yeah, Knight B to C4. I analyzed a lot.
What if I just take?
Knight takes and then Queen B6 and then all the pieces.
Okay.
I spent some years analyzing this kind of positions, so I know that Knight C4 is a possible way of playing. Okay, if this doesn't work, then of course the knight goes to A8, Queen to B6, Queen Knight to C7, Knight B5, Knight A6, and so on.
So all you want to do is to open the B6 square for the queen.
Yeah, and to relocate the knight to the better square, like C7, A6, B5, or A6, B4, C5, and so on. So basically, black's position is fine, except the knight on B6. Yeah, so the knight on B6 is the only problem. Yeah.
Okay, you want to play Knight A8?
No, first of all, let's check Knight C4. Just to check if it works.
Yes, of course.
If it works. So it might be working from what I remember
Bishop
about.
C1.
Yeah, and Queen B6.
And Queen B6.
Well, you know what? So C takes B4. I can play intermezzo Queen B6 first, if I'm not mistaken. This is also an option. Okay, I'm bad at calculation, but I know ideas.
Better, but Knight B3, Knight C4.
Yeah.
Queen C2.
Well, still, we have some hangings, some things hanging.
Ah, yes, C3 still hanging.
Yeah.
Queen B6.
Yeah.
This looks very interesting.
No, I'm not that inventive, but I just know ideas. I just know ideas, so many ideas.
Yeah, I mean, if you didn't check this is hard to come in the game.
Yeah, and this is kind of forced draw by repetition in this line. So it's, from what I know, like something like 20 years ago. Okay, so
you want to do draw now?
No. Knight C4. I know this is always an option. This is not. This is always an option. But as I know, the position is with the king on G1. I don't believe this is. And with the bishop, with the king on G1 and rook on F8, maybe some small details, which might be important. No, I don't know.
Maybe on king G1, F2 pawn is always like hanging with
so
the
maybe
check.
it's a version. It's not a bad version for black.
But maybe like king is gone, so F2 pawn is left without the defender. So
So Knight C4 is one option, Knight A8 is the other option. So let them calculate.
Actually,
they're young.
Yes. No, this is not it. Yeah. Okay, B3 was played, and black is still thinking. Yes, they are young. They will calculate.
Yeah. So he's still thinking, not Knight D6.
No.
But what else? The knight can go to E5, to A3. No, to A3 looks a little bit
ambitious.
Well, a bit what I wanted to say something. Yeah. Okay. So no, E5. No, E5 is too much. E5 is too much. No place for creativity here. What about move E5, Maria?
95?
No, E5, pawn E5, yeah. Well,
Well, if I take c4, you take the knight.
Yes.
Shall we exclude it?
Yes.
If knight f3, maybe you'll play e4.
Why not?
Maybe.
Why not?
Okay. So, where do I go with this knight? Knight
No.
c2.
What about French word? Famous French word.
En passant.
En passant. Yeah.
En passant.
En passant.
Yeah. Pardon my pronunciation.
No worries. Okay, en passant, and if knight, yeah, bishop takes e6, and your knights are hanging too. So I don't know. Knight takes e6, let's say. Well, queen d1. I don't know. I'm just
we're just
checking
trying.
and trying, and rook, queen d1, rook d1, and
d1, bishop
c3, and
rook b1.
yes.
Now you take the knight.
Yes.
I take the knight. You take the pawn.
And you take on b7 at the end.
Yeah.
And rook e2, double attack, so the king on h2 is misplaced. Finally.
A lot of exchanges, yeah. And rook e2, yes. So
Yeah,
in this line, the king is not standing on the right square.
Yeah. Yes. So
This was it.
yeah. Okay, we can continue a little bit, but I don't want to spoil the idea. Let's say bishop a6, rook f2, king g1, and both rooks are hanging. But okay, these are already small details. Okay, actually,
details,
no, actually it works.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Rook f2, king
Okay,
g1,
I'll just take
and
on
rook
e2.
d4. No, if you take on
d4.
h2, I take on c. Oh, this is symphony.
Wow.
Symphony of.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay. He actually played e5 in the game. He did. He did.
Wow.
You're guessing the moves.
Well, again,
Do you think he calculated this all during the game?
Of course not. Who can calculate such? Except us. Yeah, but it's easy because here we're, let's say, in a safe, in a safe
zone.
Yeah, we don't really, we have any emotions. We just can propose any moves. Yeah, but e5, I believe. Okay, it's once again, I have seen this idea before. It's not. I'm inventing chess game.
e5. He actually decided to go for e5. Interesting. I think we're gonna have an interesting game on the first.
Yeah. So this is what.
And it's gonna be an important win for the black player because if he wins tomorrow, he plays with white, so he will try to do something again tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move to board number 2, from the leaders group, and here we have
Pretke
playing with
Ruy Chinese woman grandmaster. No, she's a grandmaster.
Yeah, but okay, I'm not really into women chess. Is she world champion, something champion?
She is not the world champion.
Okay.
Ju Wenjun is the world champion.
I'm sorry, if I'm not really in.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm following.
Yeah.
But she's famous. She's playing good chess.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So let's see the game. Let's see maybe from the beginning, because it was a Jocopiano, or no, it was Spanish. But you never know, because Jocopiano looks like Ruy Lopez, and yeah.
Which one you prefer more?
Jocopiano and Ruy Lopez?
Yeah.
Well, when I was a kid, I was always playing Jocopiano.
Yeah.
And like maneuvering like d3, c3, knight f1, knight g3, and so on.
Now it changed?
Yeah. Then, of course, if you want to be a good chess player, you have to learn Spanish.
Yeah.
And Ruy Lopez. But now, once again, if you see the high-level games, they are playing all Jocopiano.
Yeah.
And so what was this c4?
C4. But for me, for example, if I have a choice, like if it's gonna transform the same positions anyways, I prefer to have my bishop on c4 and not give up the space.
All right, with a6.
But of course, as a coach, I have to know the Ruy Lopez pretty good. So
probably your students are playing, yeah, Ruy Lopez.
Yes.
White, black, and
everywhere. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So
c4. Wow. Actually, it's not a new move.
Never seen. I'm always saying that I'm 40 years in this business, and I've never seen the move c4 here. I mean, the idea I have seen, but not in exactly this position.
Wow.
Okay.
She played it.
Always something to learn about this game. Yeah.
Castle, knight c3, d6, Apparently a3 and yeah, this is
Keep the bishop on the right diagonal.
yeah,
So bishop
there were games played in this position.
Okay, good.
Bishop c8.
All right.
Okay.
Relocating the bishop to e6,
Yeah.
opening the b file. We know all of these things, and once again, my famous move knight takes e4. If you play a move like rook. Okay, so
if you play rook e1,
if you play a move rook e1, again knight e4 works or not, who knows? Yeah,
who knows?
He knows, but this always and this is always an option.
Wait, what is happening again? Okay, we can analyze.
Yeah. So taking with the pawn, then bishop hangs. Taking on e6, I have intermezzo knight c3. Taking with the knight, I have d5 double attack.
Yeah.
So this is the explanation.
To show if the pawn takes bishop c4, if the knight takes double attack is on the way,
right?
And if bishop e6, knight c3.
Small intermezzo.
Yeah. So bishop e6 was played, and white played here knight d5.
Stopping d5, stopping knight takes e4, and
bishop d5 takes, and knight b8. Nice. Now this bishop is, well, d4 is going to be played somewhere, and the bishop is going to be most likely replaced on this diagonal at some point. But yeah, queen c2, knight d7, and bishop a2. So they are still maneuvering. If knight b6, queen c6, or
well, yes, I believe.
Yeah.
I believe queen c6 is a good move. Queen c6 is a good move, and increasing the pressure on rook c1.
Yeah.
Interesting approach. I never seen. Once again, it's
the c4 and knight d5. And black is taking more time. Well, it's not a lot, but well.
So knight d5 was played. This is the current position. Okay.
This is the current position.
This is the current position. Here, black is thinking. And knight b6, queen c6. And what is other black's idea here? I don't see something like in style of this Sveshnikov variation, like knight e8 followed by f5. But looks a little bit scary. Yeah. No, actually, maybe not.
Knight e8, I play d4.
Yeah, you can play now d4. Yeah, you can play. I just missed that you can play d4, and I have no e4. Yeah, I'm forced to sacrifice with d4, but it's a pawn. Yeah. So no. Yeah, good. So no, not. I don't know. I like white's position.
Actually, after
the play
d4?
is very simple. Yeah, the play is very simple. Rook on c1, knight on d2, d4, b4, knight b3, knight a5, installing the knight on c6. So imagine the knight goes to d2, b3, a5, c6.
Oh.
Yeah, there's this.
Let's bring this guy all the way here.
Yeah. So and black. Black is struggling to find some counterplay.
This bishop is completely out of the game at this moment.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Good
position for
Jujiner.
Yeah. This is how you pronounce. Okay. Now I know. And what do we have on board 3?
Yeah. On board 3 we have David Anton playing with the black pieces versus Tao Pang, another Chinese international master.
Woman or not? Man.
No,
yeah?
man.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Once again, I'm not really familiar with.
Equal.
Yeah, it looks equal and very drawish. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. So this is we have on the camera their game of Anton playing with Chinese player Tao Pang.
Well, I think this game is going to end in a
So probably we should. So let's go to
board number 4, Hari Krishna.
Yeah, board number 4
versus Nodripek
Yakuboev. The current
But this is not
Olympic
Hare
champion.
Krishnan. Hare Krishnan.
Yeah, again, yeah, not
Again,
not
yeah.
not the famous
This
one.
is the international master Hare Krishnan.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Yeah.
Yeah.
So here is the position. This is the current position.
Yeah.
Okay, what do we have here? Queen b5 was the last move. Black is putting some pressure on the queen side. And what white should try here? Well, moves like queen a1 probably too far from the action. Queen b1. Okay, black's position looks fine in my opinion. So what white can try here? Maybe taking on d5, on c5, and then knight d3, or trying to bring the queen to g4. Maybe some checkmating ideas, some attack there. I don't know.
Is there like f3 pushing the knight back? But knight
Well,
f6.
yeah, knight f6, and then yeah.
Well,
might be then. Okay, probably nothing wrong with moves like e3, trying to
strengthen the center.
Yes, and maybe bringing one day the queen to g4. I don't know, just
Is there
controlling.
like move like c4, trying to create a fast pawn?
Always.
I like fast pawns.
Okay, good, but
bishop e4 might be a move here.
yeah, and just winning the pawn.
Yeah. So black is losing a pawn. c4 is not possible. Okay.
Okay, probably nothing wrong with, let's say, moves like taking on d4 or playing f6 first after e3. Yeah, so it's a positional game. I mean, probably, I don't know, I would prefer black here because black is more active, especially the queen on b5. And we have also the majority in the center. I mean, black is controlling more squares in the center. I mean, it's a pawn on c5. But white is solid.
White is solid.
White is very solid, and no weaknesses. Okay, so yeah, it is interesting position. So where do we go?
Shall we take some break?
Of course.
And
so
we'll come back. I think we covered pretty amount of games. And thank you everyone for watching us. Don't go anywhere. We will be back after a short break. Thank you one more time, my co-host, Grandmaster Gevorgyan.
And Maria Gevorgyan. And stay with us. Soon we'll continue our coverage here from Abu Dhabi Festival 2024.
Welcome back to the 30th Abu Dhabi Chess Festival 2024. And this time, my co-host is going to be Grandmaster Adam Tukhayev. Hi Adam, how are you?
Hi Maria, yeah, thanks for having me back. I'm fine, just ready to see some interesting games.
Mm-hmm. Were you following the games?
Yeah, I watched a little bit of your broadcast with Coach Viral. Then I was just watching on chess.com.
Yeah. Any interesting games that took your attention that you would like to check, or?
Yeah, of course. I was mostly checking my students' games.
Yes.
Omran and Roda and Romaiti.
Maybe we shall start with their games.
Sure.
Shall we start with Lady? Let's go to Roda's game. Well, we stopped on. Yeah. Okay, first of all, one question. What do you think about this idea?
Bishop F1,
F7, yeah.
Queen B3. Seems logical for the moment, yeah. If white is not losing anything, and apparently she doesn't.
Viorel was saying that apparently idea Bishop F7 is better for black. But
maybe, but what's the alternative?
To play Queen B1 here.
Yeah, Queen B2 would be better, yeah.
Yeah, Queen B1.
I saw that. And if, let's say, Bishop B7 here, then
Bishop B7, and here we check D5.
D5.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Also, maybe there is A3 instead of D5?
A3, knight C6, because maybe just to trap the knight in the corner in the edge.
But now E4 is not under attack, so A3 is also like can be considered.
Yeah.
Just normal position.
So
like
just not to push Queen D3.
Can you check now Queen C2? Queen C2, knight A5. Sorry, probably bad. Yeah, we need to have Bishop C2. I think in case of knight A5 here.
Is there Queen A2?
That's a good idea, actually.
Queen A2, trying to attack the pawn on F7.
Queen Queen D7 maybe.
Yeah, now E4 is hanging. Is there E5 move? No?
Possibly. Okay, black wants to take on E4. We cannot play Bishop F4. We can play D5, or we can check whether E5 works or not.
D5, now the knight is free. No, maybe not to knight to E5.
No, but I think this is normal position. Like, black didn't get anything concrete, so white should be somewhat better. And that's why Queen B1 was perfectly fine.
Yeah, Queen B5, Queen B1 maybe would be fine. But here D5 still
yeah, okay, I agree, yeah. D5 makes more sense because the knight is misplaced on B4.
Forcing A5. Yeah. Okay, anyways, in the game was played A3, and there was this tactical opportunity to take the...
Yeah, now black got a nice D5 square for the knight.
Yeah. Or the bishop.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, we stop here, or for the... All the pieces wanted to take control over this D5 square. And knight C6 was played here.
Okay.
King H8, and Rook A D1.
That's a good move. I like Rook A D1. And then knight F1 and knight G3, yeah.
Yep, that's exactly what happened in the game. Okay, the D5 square was replaced by the bishop, and knight E5 to keep the knight, Queen F5, knight G3, and Queen E6.
Okay, now the question is, what's the idea for white? First of all, we should not blunder Bishop B3, right? So, for example, a move like Rook C1 makes sense, or Queen D2 perhaps.
That's exactly what was played in the game. Are there some ideas like to Bishop H6?
Potentially, yeah, but right now, maybe not, because there is, knight H7.
Okay, what can black play now?
Rook A8.
Okay, let's check.
Sure.
If captures,
knight H7.
And knight H7.
But then there is knight G6, knight H5, maybe idea.
Knight H6, King G8, and knight H5. So it actually works.
And Rook E3, Rook G3.
Yeah. Bishop H6 is a threat after Queen D2.
Wait, what about Queen H6 and then King G8? Or we can at least repeat, like Queen G6. Yeah.
I think at least repetition is possible. Is there something better that?
Oh wait, black cannot go back to H8 because with knight F5 and then Rook E3, Rook G3 maybe.
What if queen g6 check and knight f5?
Yeah, that's what I said.
No.
Queen g6 and then knight f5.
Mhm.
We threaten checkmate and the rook comes to g3.
Okay, and rook d7 and rook e7 actually are completely blocked by knights.
Yeah,
Queen
okay, this should be
g7.
winning, yeah.
Yeah? Yeah?
Okay, so
Oh.
black will probably play king h7
Yeah.
after queen d2.
King h7.
And now question again, like what do you do next? All of the pieces seem fine, like knight on e5 is good, bishop is good on e3, knight on g3, rooks, hard to do anything with them. We can play rook c1, but yeah, the problem is we cannot develop any kind of initiative here.
Can it be some ideas to bring the knight to f4?
Yeah, you can. I imagine black will just play queen f5 after that.
Yeah, and d5
Still.
square is still.
But on the other hand, it's the same problem for black. How can black put more pressure here in this position? Push something on the queen side? I don't think so. c5, we have to watch out for c5 break so that we don't lose the knight on e5. But right now c5 d takes e5, the bishop is attacked on b6. So black needs to prepare this by bishop a7.
Yeah.
How about bishop a7 here? Idea. Okay, let's say we play
rook c1.
rook c1, let's say.
And
bishop.
no, bishop
No.
a7 is not
Rook
possible.
a8. Rook a8.
Rook
then.
a8.
Say maybe queen c2, just eyeing this king on h7.
But bishop.
I've done c5 probably.
Bishop b3 or c5?
Bishop b3 can be on.
c5.
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 Yeah, and now if we take queen e5 and the pawn is pinned, so I think this is a dangerous resource that we have to watch out. Yeah. What can we do about c5? Yeah.
For now.
Yeah, seems like it's a balanced position where it's hard to create something for both sides. Then the time factor might be important here. And currently Rod is a little short on time compared to the opponent. Okay.
But the time difference was way bigger than it is now. So black realized that the game is not as easy as possible. There is still chance that black will not play king h7, stopping bishop h6. But let's follow, we'll see.
Sure.
Shall we go to Amran's game?
Yeah. So it was some hedgehog.
Yeah, there was a hedgehog.
So this position, yeah, rook f3.
Knight c6 was interesting. Knight c6.
Yeah.
Thanks. f4. Knight d7. Rook a e1. Okay. Bishop f6.
I think you were discussing immediate rook f3
Exactly,
instead of
yeah.
so
We were discussing both rook f3 or rook d1 and then tried to play rook f3, but he played rook e1 first and then rook f3 and g6.
Pretty logical.
Yeah. But there was an interesting idea after
E5?
bishop f6, e5 takes. It's not working here. It was working after rook a d1.
Yeah, rook a1 would be interesting. What was the idea after, let's say, if the rook is on d1?
Bishop f6, e5 takes, and knight e4.
That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
So if I play g6, you just take on f6, queen f6, and bishop c3. Yeah, the dark squares are weak, so I probably cannot play g6 anymore. And if I play bishop e7 here,
bishop c3. There was f5. Right. We tried to do this and it didn't work. Okay, so bishop f6. Apparently e5 does not work. Rook f3 was played. g6. Rook h3. But now the queen has a problem. It cannot join the attack for white. And bishop g7. Everything was right. Rook d1. Okay. Queen e7.
Okay, rook d1 is a good sign for black that white doesn't have anything immediate, so we just have a normal hedgehog. Okay, queen e7, then white played bishop e1, I think, yeah?
And bishop e1, right.
Okay, but I'm not sure if bishop h4 is a threat, because after bishop h4 we can play bishop f6, simply.
It's simply not easy to find ideas with the white pieces, but what else could be done here?
Yeah, I don't see anything specific. Like e5 doesn't work. F5 gives the knight on the square on e5, so it's not a problem. Knight on c3, you cannot go to d5. There are no sacrifices. And any long maneuver, maybe like knight d1, knight f2, knight g4. Black will probably find something in the meantime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So rook d1 was played. Back, queen e7, bishop e1. I think white is just trying to maneuver a little bit the pieces. Rook e8 and bishop b1. Okay, white is trying to put some pressure on d6 pawn. Knight c5.
Okay.
Bishop h4. Queen c7. Queen d2. And, well.
How do we protect the pawn on d6? And should we protect it? Okay, if queen d6, rook d6, the bishop on c6 is attacked, so probably bad for black.
Yeah.
We don't have rook d8. Knight b7.
Too passive.
It's there, but yeah.
Bishop f8 is another idea.
Not ideal. Bishop f8. Yeah, but I would be worried about this bishop f6 idea, and then I don't know.
But Omran found another move. He actually played queen b7.
Queen b7 makes sense, yeah, to counterattack the pawn on e4.
And now let's see, queen d6.
Okay, take on e4 with the knight.
Take on e4.
I think black should be happy with this, yeah.
Black is more than happy with this, yeah.
Okay, so instead of queen d6, what can white do? Rook e3?
To protect the pawn, right?
That looks a little suspicious. Okay, we never want to take on c3, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Because the dark squares.
Let's not be greedy. Okay, what's the black's idea now? D6 is hanging. Maybe bishop f8 is the only way to protect the pawn.
Bishop f8 is always possible. Can we just try something like b5? But no, after queen d6, the knight is hanging on c5. In that case, we can try bishop f8.
Yeah, and then
no,
b5
like let us say first b5.
Yeah.
Here. I don't know if you take first, but yeah, and then bishop f8, and then b4. Kick the knight from c3, take on e4.
Okay.
Let's say queen d2, b4.
Yeah. Yeah, looks nice.
Yeah.
Looks nice.
This is fantastic for black. What about queen d4 instead of queen d2? Here.
Isn't still keeping the pressure? Okay, knight e2.
Okay. We can even try some e5 ideas. First, is there any tactics? In this position, maybe bishop f6. I don't know. Maybe we can try to be super aggressive and play f5 here.
5?
Yeah.
Let's go. I like aggressive lines in this tournament.
Yeah, so black just wants to take on e4. You cannot move the pawn from e4 because of bishop g2, so you have to play knight g3, I think.
Knight g3.
Knight g3, but then we have e5 and takes f4.
Nice.
That's nice.
Double attack.
That would be...
that is nice.
Exemplary game in the Hedgehog, I think. Typical Hedgehog counter-attack. Okay.
I mean, black didn't do anything wrong. So...
But it's always like in such situations when the pawn on d6 is attacked, you need to think, yes, I have a passive way to defend the pawn on d6, right? Bishop f8 is always there, but also always check whether you have something more active, and that's like b5. It's on the table, like creating some counterplay.
Exactly.
So, seems logical.
So you think white is going to play rook e3 now?
I don't know. Like it seems
but
also
what else
kind of
can be played?
sad move to make. Maybe queen.
What about rook e1?
back?
Isn't it the same idea with the
I think
b4?
we can probably try the same.
Yeah, it's the same. Queen d6, bishop f8. The same idea is going to happen.
So I would. I feel. Hi.
Okay, dear hosts, we have a guest in our studio, and we will be back in 1 minute to continue our. Okay, we have. Okay, so the surprise is we have one and only legendary Vasily Ivanchuk. Hello, and welcome to our studio. Okay, we were following your game. Are you satisfied with your game? Congratulations for the win.
Thank you.
We saw some reversed Jobava London system. Yeah?
Okay.
This was preparation. You want to say
No.
something? No?
No. We didn't prepare this line. Okay, yes, so I had no special knowledge. So knight b4, knight a3, e6, castle. So he played bishop e7. I don't know why. Probably with idea to avoid knight h4 after knight f6. Maybe this is idea. But I don't know, is it really strong or not? Okay, so probably this is idea to prevent this. And I play c3, knight c6, knight c2. Again, black has many moves. So knight f6 probably is the most natural move. After knight f6, again I have idea knight h4, but okay, now knight h4 probably doesn't work because bishop e4, if f3 he can take, and then to play knight d7 I have problem with my knights. So probably after knight f6 I can play bishop g5, exchange my bishop and try to play something like this. Or maybe even this is possible if e5, e4, something like this. But I don't know if it's advantage or not. For example, takes. Maybe even e takes. Yes, if e takes d4, I can take and take here, and then rook e1 check is coming. So probably something like this. If not e5, I want to push e4. Okay, but probably if bishop takes, it's also not so pleasant. I can take and play rook e1 and then take on d4 with advantage. So probably this. Of course, after bishop g5, black can just castle. Probably it's maybe more precise. It's quite a solid position. Okay, so he surprised me with h5. It looks like aggressive move. I don't know.
Very aggressive. Trying to play h4 somewhere?
Yes, he is trying to play h4. Okay, I decide to play in the center. Okay, for example, h4 is possible, but now I can consider this idea. And after take to play knight b4, takes, play this position. Not so easy organized attack. And probably I will try to play against weak pawns. So, but okay, it's question. Okay, for example, who will maybe I will take even with f pawn, because if take this h pawn, probably he has some ideas with queen f6 and then somehow g5 and queen h6, something like this. But I don't know if black has enough time, because g5 now doesn't work. So queen g6 immediately. I can play, for example, f3. Well, something like this was possible, but he surprised me with bishop e4. So I just took here, and now I spend a lot of time, because obviously white should be better. Pawn e4 looks like weaker than my pawn on e5, but not so easy to understand. So I considered bishop e3, bishop f4, but then I decide to play this. So my idea is to prepare queen b3 or queen a4 check, depends what black is doing. For example, if queen d5 looks like natural move, my idea was to play queen a4 check. If c6, king f8 is also possible, but after king f8 I can consider even queen b3. So if c6, for example, rook d1, if h4, c4, and queen queen takes e5 doesn't work because knight takes c6. So, for example, this, I can do this. For example, this. And not so easy to play with black. Probably there is no direct win, but what to do? For example, knight h6 doesn't work because white has even this idea. Bishop d4, something like this. So I consider it something like this. Or, for example, if
instead of c6 to move the king.
f8. Okay, but now I can also play rook d1 because if take bishop f4 is a little bit dangerous for black. So something like this I was considered. Decide to play. So he played queen d7 and now. Okay, again many options, but so queen c2 is very natural. But now c5. If knight b3, queen c6. I considered some idea like this, but I wasn't sure it works or not. For example, just like idea, and then rook b1 is coming, but probably it's too complicated and probably not so strong. King f8, rook b1, a5, a3, knight b7 takes, maybe even knight d5. Knight d5 no, because takes and bishop a3, so probably takes. Okay, maybe rook maybe it's good, but I wasn't sure during the game, so I decided just play. So decide just play queen b3. I have seen that c5 it's very dubious now. Okay, but if long castle looks like natural, now I play bishop e3. Now
h4 here.
Oh, okay, h4. I just play rook fd1 and knight b5 is coming, and which looks like extremely unpleasant. If a6, maybe c4 to prepare knight b5, something like this. So this was position which I wanted to play. Okay, he played c5, knight b5, and probably he just missed rook d1. It looks like maybe queen c6 was a better option for black to prepare a6, and now if rook d1, he has c4, queen a4, king f8, b3 I should play because a6 is okay. Maybe queen a5 also possible. No, maybe queen a5. So looks like better for white because my piece is coordinated better. But okay, he played a6. Okay, he's probably he calculated only e takes d6, which more or less acceptable for black. But after rook d1, it's obviously that black is already in big trouble because I want to take with rook, and c4 doesn't work because I simply can take, and here I have check, and after b5 I have queen takes e4 or e takes d6, both is win, so this motif doesn't work. So I expected he will play queen b5, but now I am just taking and taking with rook, and important that
we saw a beautiful line, by the way, here. If black plays h4,
now h4.
Yeah, just if rook b7, there is a long castle with the checkmate.
Ah, okay, but rook takes b5.
Yes, obviously.
Yes. Okay. So he played castle. It doesn't look good. But okay, now if bishop g5 immediately, he has c4 probably. It was idea somehow. And after queen takes c4, queen c7 is possible. After queen c2, black has some ideas like this. There is a take, is some compensation. So I decide d7, I'm just playing rook a d1, and black has no useful moves. So he took here, he takes d6, he played queen d7, because if queen c6, I can just play this. And if, for example, king takes, if queen takes rook d1, obviously, if king takes rook d1, and simply bishop f4 is coming. Probably it's not only way, but it's quite convincing. This rook d6, b5, just take, and this, and black cannot protect their pawns. For example, if knight f6, rook takes b5, knight d7, rook a5. White is just winning. So this I calculated. He played queen d7, queen b6, queen c4 also was possible. f6 he played. Okay, now I took on c5. Probably bishop e3 was even stronger with idea queen a7 in some moment, because anyway he cannot defend his pawn, so probably this was even stronger. But I took on c5, king d8, because if this d7 simply winning, if king takes queen f8, he has no defense. So king d8 he played, so I took here, bishop e3, queen c8 I didn't expect it. Okay, anyway, black position is very bad. For example, if h4, rook d1, takes, if e5, I can simply play queen d5, because after queen h3, bishop b6, it's checkmate, yes. And if not, I can just take pawn e4 and have the technical win. So he played queen c8. Okay, maybe queen a7. I have many good moves here. Queen d4 is possible if with idea of queen c6, queen a7, but I played queen b4. It was some kind of miscalculation, because my idea was if queen c6, d7, and this unfortunately I can not play this, because after knight d5 I have no bishop b6 anymore. The square is protected, so bishop b6 takes rook d1. Looks very logical. Now after knight d5 c4, black is simply losing. King e8, rook d8, so only move this, and now I have pleasant choice, so I can take on e7, take on g7, play this queen's endgame, but rook d8 is still some fight. Also rook d6, I can play queen b5, only move, and take, knight d5, bishop d4, and then I will take second pawn, but okay, still some play after king d7, rook takes e4, rook a8, a3, rook a4. Of course, white should win with two pawns up, but I wanted to play more precise, so I decided to play queen c8. I decided to play a4. My idea to prepare rook a3, rook b3 if he is playing king d7. And now if h4, it's important that black has no b5 square, and now d7 is winning. So now this line works. So this was my deep idea.
Wow.
So queen b5 is possible. So okay, he played. He surprised me. He played knight h6, and now this. Okay, objectively, king c8 was better after queen h5, queen d6. Okay, it's still losing, but. Okay, he played queen d7, queen d6, queen f8, 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 queen d6, queen f8 Sorry?
Maybe before after king c8.
Maybe also possible, yes. Okay, but he will take on d6. b5, knight f5, something like this. So king c8. What king c8 I can. If rook d1, rook d8. But I have this possibility. So rook d1, rook d8, take on h6, take on h5. It should be winning as well. But okay. Can consider this. So I can. Of course, I have many pawns. So for example, takes. Okay, even after queen b4, I should be winning. But okay, this. Simply take. Looks like totally winning for white. So he played king d7. Now I just took his dangerous pawn. Now, if queen takes d6, my idea just take on h6, and then he has no possibilities, because if rook takes queen f7, anyway queen f7 is coming, so black has no chances to survive. So he played queen d5. Of course, I can win technically, takes rook d1, but this is much more easy. Let's c4. It's a problem. Just mate. So queen is trapped at rook d1, and if king e5, bishop f4 mate, if king c6, queen d7 mate.
Very nice game. Vasily, how are you enjoying your stay in Abu Dhabi?
It's very nice. I like to be here. I like organization.
And we're very happy to have you. Thank you for lightening our day up in the studio, and hope you're going to have a very pleasant tournament and visit our studio more often, because we're always happy to have you here.
Okay.
And wish you all the best luck in the tournament. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Що там грає Табатабей?
Maybe you can check some.
Yeah, you want to
games.
check the games? Oh yeah, absolutely. There is an interesting game. So Tapatabe on the first board. Shall we start from the beginning?
Tabatabe is white or black?
It's black.
E4 this line.
Mm-hmm.
Knight c3.
Yeah.
Because another line is queen e1 after knight a4, knight c3 now. Rook e1. Rook e8. Oppa.
That was nice, yeah.
What is this? So I can take on d7. Also a1 is okay. Rook a1, f6.
96, maybe.
Yes, it's also possible. Take on d7 is possible, and then take on b7, and rook b8, bishop takes a6. Knight will go somewhere. It's still very complicated. see rook on a1.
Yeah.
So,
So most likely it's going to be rook a1. Let's say takes on e6.
knight
Knight e6.
knight a3.
Uh-huh.
King already on a. No. Pawn on h4. h4.
Okay. Pawn h4 was played here. Ah, this is the position.
So what to play? Bishop e3, knight d5, bishop c5.
Knight b5. Shall I play the moves? Bishop e3?
Just a moment. Okay, but maybe bishop e3 is only a reasonable move in this position because f2 is hanging. But there is idea bishop e3, knight d5, rook d1, knight e3, rook d7, rook f2, rook g7, king h8, and rook takes b7. What is this? Maybe white can survive there, but I'm not sure.
There's also rook d8, rook f8 check. Instead of rook g7.
Of course.
But the knight g4, knight f2.
Mm. Yeah.
Yes.
Rook e1, there is no dynamics after pressure, like knight c5.
Bishop e3 he played.
White could play rook e1 here.
Rook e1?
Maybe, I'm not sure. Instead of bishop.
Bishop e3 and knight d5.
Okay,
was
but
played.
rook e1, rook takes f2?
Bishop e3.
At least rook takes g2, knight c2.
Yeah.
Played bishop c5.
Knight b5 now. Yes, knight b5 is on the move.
It's
Maybe
complicated.
not only, maybe there is also knight c7, but knight c7, bishop h3.
Yeah, he's taking his time to see what is.
Yes, knight c7, bishop h3. c7 you play.
Wow.
What is idea? Bishop h3.
You played bishop
Yes.
h3 and pretty fast.
Yes, okay, looks very natural. d2 from d7. Bishop h3, rook f2, king g1, rook f3, something like this. And I'm not sure this is good. Get at least some idea. Okay. What else? Oh, maybe simply knight b5 is possible.
Yeah,
He played knight b5.
he did.
Kankan. Is it
Yeah.
Arabian time? 8.
Yes. The evaluation bar thinks it's equal. Yeah.
You mean computer evaluation? Okay, maybe, but it's quite difficult to play for both because
And they are getting in time trouble pretty soon.
a4.
Yeah. Because if the knight moves, maybe knight d4 might be ideas.
Knight d4, rook takes f2.
Ah, right. That's c3. What happens if knight d4, rook f2, king g1?
At least many moves. Rook df7 is possible.
Yeah.
So it doesn't look like a good idea for white to give f2. So white should play something else, but I don't know what exactly. Maybe rook e1. In practical game, I think more easy to play with black. And of course, white has many hanging pieces.
It's still an exchange.
Yes.
No, he's taking his time. The rook e1 looks pretty logical.
Yes, I agree. No, but in that case, rook e2 probably takes. If knight f4, rook d2. I'm not sure this is the best. Probably after rook e1, black has something better, but okay, rook e1, I agree that this is very logical. If rook e2 takes, knight f4, rook d2 takes, bishop g2, looks like drawish somehow.
Just to show for our viewers.
Or maybe bishop e3 firstly even.
Here, right?
Here, bishop e3, rook somewhere.
Okay.
Now takes, and now, okay, bishop g2, bishop f1, bishop c4 is also possible. So looks like drawish, or bishop c8. The question if black has nothing better than rook e2. Maybe rook d1 is possible. But after rook d1, rook e5.
Okay, a move was played.
Rook f1 he played.
You played rook f1.
Very strange move.
It's passive.
Okay, he defended f2 and now he has threat knight d4, but anyway it looks like strange choice, but maybe possible.
How to stop knight d4 now? He is low on time. Okay, he played.
What he played?
Cannot see it. Knight d5.
Knight d5, but now knight d4.
No, the other knight.
Ah, the knight.
Okay. Or no. No. He played rook d5. Okay.
Rook d5, but
Yeah.
okay, but I'm trying to It was interesting idea. Knight d5. I don't know which knight. If knight d4, knight e3 somehow. I don't know if it works or not. Knight c2. That's protected.
F1 is protected.
So he played rook d5.
Rook d5, yeah. Okay, there was another move. We have another move.
b4.
Yeah.
Knight e8. Yes, but knight e8, knight d4 is very unpleasant. And then bishop e6.
Okay, some moves were played
He
and
took.
were played.
He took and queen g7.
No.
But it's bad position. It can just take and rook d1.
Okay.
It's but what to play, because knight is hanging. If knight e8, knight d4, and then bishop e6 is coming.
Oh well. Now I don't see black winning in this position.
Black, for sure, is not winning. Only white
He's
can
shaking
win.
his head.
Only white can win, but I'm not sure, because if rook d1, probably b6.
Rook d1 was played.
He played b6.
b6 was also played. A lot of tension there.
Yes. Well, I'm not sure about rook d1. Probably a5 was option with rook c4, rook d1, simply to keep strong bishop. So
Yeah,
maybe a5 was stronger for white.
Yeah,
Here.
just to stop
Yes, just stop
fix the
b6.
pawn structure. Maybe he simply no b6 hits. He
Rook
took
ending.
rook d5.
Ah,
Why? Okay.
it looks like black has excellent drawing chances.
Oh, okay. I think they're gonna end it and draw pretty soon. Okay. This
Okay,
was
still fight, but
yeah, but wouldn't it just be better to keep the bishop?
b4 is hanging. Not so easy.
Yeah, a5. a5 was better move instead of rook d1. Okay, now they have what they have. King g1 was played and rook b2.
Mhm. So rook c4 must be drawish. Of course, it will be still long game, but okay, rook c4 and then a5 and king goes. Some chances still, but
Wasn't king h3 better?
not sure, because rook b2 and then h5 probably.
I feel like both of them are tired somehow
Okay.
and more relaxed actually. Tapadabe looks more relaxed.
Because he's not in move.
Yeah. No, after he got to the rook end game, he looked more. Rook c4 was
Six.
played.
King f6 and then king e5, king d5. Should be draw.
h5.
What is reason of h5? Now white can play rook f4 even.
Maybe once g5, then king g6.
Ah, maybe. Maybe.
thank you, and good luck.
Okay.
Okay, so
position, and I almost I play almost every
Yeah.
year, starting from 2019. So this year I'm doing well. Now I have 3 out of 3.
100 points.
Yes. Today I had a bit worse position, but my opponent missed his chance, and I could get some advantage. Yes.
Oh. So, congratulations for your win. Let's see.
Thank you. My allies ended here after c5, and I started to play by myself here. Bishop e7, and normal moves.
Looks logical.
Yes.
Everything.
Yeah, knight e4. Maybe it's not so good, but I didn't know how to play here.
No, not much ideas.
Yes, if queen b6, then white will play queen a1, and rook goes to c1 and keeps the pressure. It's kind of annoying position.
I'm sorry I blundered your pawn today by accident during the commentary today.
Okay.
The pawn on c5, by the way. Just joking, yeah. Knight e4.
Knight e4. He took here to queen b5. Played queen b5. Here, I think he missed his chance. It was bishop a3. Bishop a3, and here it's not so easy to make a move with black. Let's say rook fd8, then queen c1, and white wants to take on e4, and after d4 bishop takes c5, and I should give this pawn. And after
bishop e5?
Maybe h6 here, but white can. H6 is blunder.
Yeah, it doesn't like it.
Yeah, but anyway, white keeps extra pawn and can play queen e3, rook fc1. Should be just.
Right, and your two bishops? Not enough?
But yeah, this bishop is not so strong enough. Maybe
e3 just to sacrifice the pawn.
e3,
right?
but then queen e3, and then f3 at some moment should be just winning for white. I don't know how to play here with black. Yeah, bishop a3 was a good chance for him, but he missed it here.
Queen d3.
Yeah, he missed just cd4.
Yeah.
He said that he didn't even calculate this move, cd4, and after cd4 it's just better for black. I don't know is it enough for win or not, but anyway I keep the pressure with two bishops here, and he missed it here. Another knight d3. He missed here some tactics. He took here with pawn, rook c2, knight c3. He missed this rook c8 idea, and after that I got extra pawn, and it was easy to win.
Intermezzo happened in Ivanchuk's game today, by the way.
I didn't see his game.
Yeah,
What?
it's the same type of when the bishop takes and opponent probably only calculated that the pawn has to capture and there was an intermezzo, the rook pinning the piece. And now it's enough to win the game, right? I guess.
Hey, I think now it's enough to win. Here he could take with knight
Simply
to escape this. If I play knight c3 here, then he takes. Rook c8.
Okay.
Bishop b4.
Okay.
Bishop b4. Maybe I have some advantage, but I'm not sure is it enough or not. If I take here, maybe bishop f3 just. If I take on e2 and a4, and then f4, my pawn don't go so far.
But still, if you manage to remove the knight, maybe the pawn will suddenly move far, no?
I just wanted to play this end game with pair bishops, but it's not enough. I think for it's not enough for
No reason.
e4. White holds here.
Nice line, very nice line.
And I think ed3 was the last mistake. Here he tried to create some fortress, but black has just extra pawn. I found this set up bishop to e8, pawn to a5, and bishop b4, king goes to center, f6, and at some moment g5 or e5 to open the lines. Should be enough for to win this game. Maybe there was another way, but it looked me easier than other.
You don't have f6 now.
No, but okay, king.
Still winning.
King comes to d6, and then f6. Should be.
Has to be.
And rook endgame, right? Yeah.
Was this easy?
Yeah, it should be winning.
Yeah, it's winning.
At least at some moment I can exchange the rooks and stop this a pawn. But he tried to push, and there is just mate. No,
one more trap, so that if you take the rook.
But king e3, but it says white's winning.
No, I think it's just
queen d2, and
has to be fine. Queen
d2.
d2. Yeah, no, it's just a mistake by a computer, I'm sure. Very nice game. You were in the middle game. Everything went the way you wanted it to go, I guess.
I got worse position from the thing, but my opponent missed his chance. If he played bishop a3, it will not be easy for me.
Yeah, maybe it will take longer.
Maybe it would draw.
Yeah. Okay, we're happy. 3 out of 3 in leaders, 100% result. Hope you are going to keep up with the good tournament.
Thank you.
And of course, we're always happy to have you in Abu Dhabi and in the studio. Hope to see you more often here to check your games.
Thank you very much, and also good luck to Abu Dhabi Chess Club and all the organizers, all organizing committee.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Grandmaster Nodirbek Yakuboev was here with us, and I think this is it for today. We have most of the results on the top boards, and one more time, you were following the 30th Abu Dhabi Chess Festival 2024 here in the capital of UAE, and I was your host, Woman Grandmaster Maria Gevorgyan. See you tomorrow to follow up with the round 4.